What can the police officers really do if they do see somebody doing crack or cocaine on the streets?
Police, they can't really do nothing because it's like, I mean, they could take them to...
These people just shoplifted right there.
Yeah.
Look at, they got all the lighters and everything.
Yeah, bro, I'm pretty sure they probably just stole that, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? It's your Huckleberry here, back with another video. We're going to be reacting to Nick Shirley on the mean streets of Cali. He's going to be talking to people about if they are going to vote for Newsom in 2028. So let's see if there's any change in mentality from the people in California that have voted people like Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom into power. So let's check out the video.
Today we're asking Californians here if they will vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028. He's making it very obvious that he's going to be making a run for presidency in 2028, and he just started up his own podcast. I believe that's going to be one of his main strategies to show people who he is for his upcoming run in 2028. Now let's go talk to some people here and see if they'll vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028. How you doing, ma'am? Having a good day? Would you vote for Gavin Newsom if you were to run for president? No. How have you seen the downfall of California these past 4 years or so?
It went down a lot, especially houses, everything went down.
Yeah, I mean, we're here
Public
right now.
worker.
We got somebody passed out here on the ground.
It's always
And you
pointing
got
out the
other
past.
people. Another person passed out on the ground right there as well. Is that just a normal thing to see downtown LA?
That's like exactly how he started his expose on California fraud. He went to that supposed nursing location. He was like, there's a homeless guy just sleeping on the ground next to the dumpster. Oh, man.
Back then, no. Right now, it's everywhere.
Thank you for what you do. Would you vote for Gavin Newsom as president?
Probably not. I don't think so.
I'm sorry, I'm not good for English.
Gavin Newsom, good or bad?
I think good.
Would you vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028 if he does make a run for it?
I would.
Really, and why so?
Gavin's done a lot of work, I think, with the state to make it a better state. I'm also very, very new to California.
And what's some of your favorite things you've seen from him?
I've seen his efforts, which is of something that's pretty close to me, which is homelessness. So I've seen the efforts. I've been tracking that more specifically. I own a nonprofit, and
Really?
so I think with the initiatives that's in place for that has been really, it works for me.
What kind of...
This guy seems really well spoken and somewhat educated, at least in his dialogue. He's new to California. I would like to know, and I'm hoping this is what Nick's about to ask him, what he's been following intensely about Gavin Newsom's homeless procedures that look good.
One of the things is, like, because I mean there's a major homeless problem here in California, and it has around 30% of the entire United States homeless population here inside the state of California. What's California currently doing to combat the homeless crisis here?
There's a lot of organizations that are spending millions and millions of dollars, and a lot of the data points that I'm familiar with, that I can see, even from the city of LA and the county of LA rather, I can see some of those numbers. And so what I've seen is a lot of money is spent in actually funding a lot of programs to combat that. So I'm seeing a lot of halfway houses being set up. I'm seeing a lot of treatment centers coming up and are being funded for staffing and so on. The challenge is that the other side of it is that I do see that we're lacking a lot of staffing. So I like what I've seen him do here in California so far, but I'm not saying that's my vote for president just yet.
Gavin Newsom, good or bad? Probably bad. Probably bad, they say probably bad.
I don't speak English.
Gavin Newsom, bien, mal. Bueno, gracias. How long have you been living here for?
For 38 years.
38 years. And do you think the governor, Gavin Newsom, is doing a good job with the state of California?
I think so, yes.
You think so, yes?
Yes.
Will you vote for him in 2028?
Yes.
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 And why would you want to vote for Gavin Newsom?
Because I like it. I like it. How it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
She loves how it works here. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a good one. Your guys' governor, Gavin Newsom. He's making it pretty obvious he's going to make a run for it in 2028.
Okay.
Will you vote for him?
Probably not. Yeah.
Why not?
Just because how he's been handling stuff already, you know what I mean?
They've done a good job trying to get rid of
I know
rid of the homeless
they've made a
problem.
couple buildings and they got a couple people off the streets, but I don't think that all that money's going towards that.
And do you find it strange that Gavin Newsom is able to buy a $8 million home in California in San Francisco Bay Area with a salary of a governor?
Wow, that's great. I didn't know that.
$9 million.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Would you guys vote?
I wasn't sure how much. I referenced that in a previous video. We were talking about Gavin Newsom. I wasn't sure. I thought it was San Francisco Bay Area. I wasn't sure how much it costs. $9 million on a salary that's probably less than 200,000 a year, because politicians don't really get paid a whole lot. I think Ilhan Omar gets like 180 or something, and she got to 30 million in 4 years. Yeah, a lot of the conspiracy with that is, he's getting money for this big transit system, and he getting money for the homeless, and like none of this stuff is coming to fruition, but yet he's buying these really, really expensive locations. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's going straight into his pocket. I tend to think it's probably a little bit more like, tech bros paying him off, and maybe some little bit of insider work. But yeah, it is a bit nefarious when he's going to make that much money, or if he's going to be that loaded off of what his current salary is. But that's nothing strange for these corrupt politicians.
Vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028.
I vote for him because he got me released from coming home from a life sentence.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So
he didn't hold me back. He didn't hold me back. He signed up
What?
to fit for society. So yes, I would vote for Gavin Newsom.
I would probably vote for Gavin Newsom too if I were you then. And what'd he do for you then? Or like what were you locked up for? If you don't mind me asking.
I was locked up for murder, carjacking, and robbery.
How would you say the state of California is being ran right now? And would you vote for Gavin Newsom?
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy went to jail for murder, carjacking, dude. Yeah, let's let him out. Fuck it. He's safer on the streets now.
If you were to run for president in 2028?
No, I'm trying to get out of California.
How long you
There
been
you
living
go,
down here in
girl.
LA for?
Like 3 months.
3 months? What do you think about it?
It's fucking horrible. I mean, I don't know what y'all. It's freaking horrible. It ain't like what you see on TV. It's a lot of property out here. It's a lot of crazies out here. It's already overpopulated. So if you think about moving here, just stay where you at. Yeah.
And what brought you to move down here in LA?
The propaganda, what I saw on TV and the movies and all that, and how I thought it was what it wasn't. I thought it was like Beverly Hills, everywhere not Beverly Hills.
Would you ever vote for Gavin Newsom to become president?
I wouldn't vote for Trump, but Gavin Newsom, no, because what I heard, he lost LA he lost California a whole lot of money. We ain't talking about no hundreds of thousands, we're not talking about no hundreds of millions. We talking about billions. We talking about fucking.
Okay, so this is interesting because this guy clearly doesn't like Trump, by the way he said that in jest, making me think he's probably a little bit more liberal or a Democrat. But he also has got his head on his shoulders where he's like, no, wait, so although he would vote for a different Democratic representative, he clearly isn't on board with the Gavin being voted in. And that's, hey, one step at a time, I'm wondering if he's not just like non-Republican, or if he just has TDS. If it was Newsom versus Vance or Rubio or something, would he come over that line a little bit more? But yeah, at least it seems like this guy is knowledgeable a little bit on what's going on in his state.
Billions. Like, how do you inherit a state that's doing well up in the billions, and now they're doing well up under the billions? Hell no. That's like having Trump as a president. No. I wouldn't vote for him as president.
How much quicker were you able to get out of jail underneath Gavin Newsom?
So yeah, I don't know what his beef with Trump is because they're not even the same. So I tend to think that it's a lot of like media pushing points that go into his head. Maybe it's like the ICE thing perpetuated in his head, or whatnot. But it was interesting to hear that somebody so anti-Trump is also anti-Newsom.
Immediately I filed my petition, and I was out 3 months later.
Really? And how long were you set to be in jail for?
I was already in 12 years.
And how much longer were you supposed to be?
I had about another 2 years left.
And then you got out 2 years earlier underneath Gavin?
Absolutely, under new laws. Yep.
How many shoplifting occurrences do you think happen here on a daily?
Man.
So there you go again. Another criminal let out on the streets early. This one, 2 years short. That's like a good behavior kind of thing. Not quite a big deal. But yeah, you're going to get a lot of fans as you start letting them out of jail.
It's a lot.
More than 100?
More than 1,000, man.
And are police officers, like, what can the police officers really do if they do see somebody doing crack or cocaine on the streets?
Police, they can't really do nothing because it's like, they could take them to...
These people just shoplifted right there.
Yeah.
Look at, they got all the lighters and everything.
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty sure they probably just stole that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the police really can't do nothing, like, because if they catch somebody doing drugs, if they got some drugs, they could probably do something to them. But if they don't catch them with a lot of drugs, they can't do nothing. So if it's just something enough for them to smoke, they basically cool, bro. So, and it's crazy, bro. The police actually, they got some type of little company, bro. They come down here and give them like stuff to smoke, like pipes, all type of shit, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, the police.
Yeah, we saw that one in Nick Shirley's other videos where he was going through Skid Row. And it wasn't the police giving it out, but they definitely had like abundances of paraphernalia. And then they gave you a package of stuff to get you fucked up. And then they give you a pack of stuff to revive you in case you OD. It's so messed up down there.
The government will literally fund other organizations, nonprofits, to give them enough money so they can buy syringes, the pipes, the foil, and the elastic band so they can continue to do drugs. But then on top of that, they'll give them that bag, right, of the needles and everything.
Oh, that's
and
what he's talking about here.
And then just in case you overdose, we'll give you a Narcan so you can bring yourself back to life. So it's very counterintuitive. Like, okay, here's everything, and then for you to kill yourself. But then here's this to revive you once you're about to die. And would you ever vote for Gavin Newsom as president?
No, I don't like him. I don't like that guy.
A lot of people call him New Scum.
Oh man, that guy right there, bad news right there.
Nick Shirley, how long you guys been living in LA for? Whole life? It's Nick Shirley on YouTube. And would you vote for Gavin Newsom to become the president?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Look at this shit.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not for him either.
Yeah.
We're on the same team here. But Gavin Newsom, he's making it pretty obvious that he's going to make a run for it in 2028.
Well, good luck.
Why would you not vote for Gavin Newsom?
No comment.
No comment. How have you seen the state churn since she's been in?
It's real bad.
Would you vote for Gavin Newsom as president? For president?
Trump.
Trump. Yeah. You like Trump?
Yeah, fuck with Trump.
Right now we're doing a live stream talking to people.
So it's interesting because a lot of the people he's talking to aren't white. They're either Hispanic or they're black. So I do like getting the perspective of the minority classes, who I guess at this point are almost the majority classes. But it's interesting to get that perspective. I was joking. That was a joke. It's interesting to get that perspective of other individuals as opposed to just. And then the black dude was like, yeah, he'll F with Trump. That's especially interesting coming from that he's in California.
Because Gavin Newsom's making it pretty obvious that he's going to make a run for it in 2028. Would you vote for him?
No, I have a very strong opinion about him, to be honest.
Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, speaking about the waste on the ground, there was lots of money that was designated that he was supposed to use to help clean up the streets, help, clean up the encampments. I'm sure you've come across lots of tents and lots of homeless people, and that make the city even more dirty. And we designated lots of money, and he was supposed to, where did that go?
Yeah, nobody really knows.
Where does that go? I don't know. So
30, whether it's 20 billion or 30 billion.
Yeah, I heard
that's a lot of billions.
But yeah, who knows? That's and that was years ago. So, and then I heard he was running, and I'm like, what? Okay, well, I guess we'll just not talk about the missing money that was probably embezzled.
Yeah, and did you see that recently? He had Charlie Kirk on his podcast, and he started a podcast, which was kind of strange. Like, he's governor, shouldn't he be worrying about his own state rather than running a podcast?
I guess he's an influencer now.
Yeah, now he's an influencer. When I become governor, I'll probably have my own podcast, so I'm gonna eat my words right there. But
absolutely.
Would you vote for me as governor of Utah?
Governor of Utah?
Yeah, if you came to Utah, you could come vote for me. Would you vote for me in 8 years?
Yeah, I would vote for you.
I think I'd do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And so Gavin Newsom, he starts his podcast. He should be running the state, but he's...
I'm a little bit confused on the date of this video now, because he just referenced Charlie Kirk being on Gavin Newsom's podcast, and I think Newsom's had a podcast for a while. So this video, let's see what the date is on this. No, this is 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. I don't know.
Pretty worried about getting this podcast up and going for these next 4 years. How do you think people could justify voting for Gavin Newsom as president when he has literally caused the fifth largest economy in the world to have like an exodus of at least 500,000 people leaving his state, and major companies like Oracle and Tesla have left as well? Why do you...
Well, he's replaced all those people with illegal immigrants, which is going to give him the vote to stay. And then let out, it looks like, a lot of people out of jail as well. She's not even the first one that he's in this short video that's referenced the money problem that I was suggesting a while ago.
I think anyone would think, okay, it'd be a good idea to vote for Gavin Newsom. Like, where does like the love come from? Like, where do people like love Gavin Newsom?
Side?
Yeah.
I feel like the only times I've seen him being a charitable person would be like when he schedules those like those encampment cleanups, and the TV reporters would be there recording him clean up, and it's like, oh, he's such a generous person for the TV, so we can all see that, like, so it's kind of just like maybe people who see that and are like, oh, he's such a kind person, and don't think, oh, he's just acting this way because elections are coming up and he wants to look good for for the people. And I'm sure there's tons of people who see that and are like, oh, he's so genuine, he cares, and he's out there with his hands getting dirty and cleaning up, and I'm sure there's a handful of people who live here and are like, oh, thank you so much, you're a hero. So yeah, I'm sure people believe that.
Yeah, would you vote for Gavin Newsom if you were to run for president in 2028?
I would.
You would, and why so?
Because I mean, he's been having things run smooth so far, so it's like you don't change a good thing.
How do you feel about your guys' governor, Gavin Newsom?
I like him. He's a talented politician, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he is a pretty talented politician. He's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, he's bright. He's good on his feet. Speaks well. I like him.
Think he's trustworthy?
Yeah.
We're gonna end the live stream right here. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Well, that was interesting. He's trustworthy, that guy said. Yeah. Oh, if that guy knows about the money. I mean, look, like I was saying, he's affable, he's charismatic, he's a good dude, and when you meet him or when you hear him speak, he's well spoken. All the things you need to be a good politician. There's a difference between a good politician and a great politician. A good politician is good at being perceived as a just individual to be in charge. A great politician shows you through actions and performance that he was right to be voted in. And then, of course, a bad one is going to be one that's, doesn't do good and is not good on the mic, so to speak. Like Kamala Harris. I'll use her for example. Her queen of word salad. I don't think she's a good politician. She just talks in circles. She doesn't know what she's saying. Nobody knows what she's saying. She doesn't really stand for anything. At least Gavin's trying to stand for certain things. They backfire on him, and he's got a little bit of a problem with money leaking out. But yeah, Ilhan Omar is another one, bad politician. I'll give Gavin a little bit of credit that he is a little bit more on all those qualities. He checks more boxes, which is easy. Which once you check those boxes, it's easy to dupe people into thinking that you could be the great politician that I just met. But he can't, because look what happened in California. It's but you know what? Put him up. I hope they put him up, because he won't win. He won't win, and he's probably their best option. I'd take Vance Rubio or Gabbard over him. Easy peasy. And I don't think that AOC can beat Gavin out. I think Kamala versus Gavin on the Democratic ticket could be that could be a battle there. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you enjoyed watching that and trying to get a little bit of insight into the mind of the people of California. There's actually more people than I thought that would be anti-Newsom, even a few that were pro-Trump. So, yeah, maybe people are around there. Anyway, guys, I'm your Huckleberry. You could call me Huck. Drop me a like down below. You're Daisy if you do. And until next time, peace!